Yo, so if you've been following along on this little journey with this Cadillac, you know I've been promising you every time we're going to show you these sketchy brake lines and we're going to take care of them, right? We fixed everything but. So in this episode of Pugliese Speed Shop, we're going to finally turn our attention to the original problem we had with this car almost 5 years ago. All right. In an effort to not make myself look like the biggest procrastinator of all times, uh, I figured I'd take a minute or three or whatever and give you a quick synopsis of how all this came to be. Because when we got this car, we weren't looking for a car. We didn't want a Caddy. We didn't think nothing, none of this. It was all by chance, and it's kind of funny how it worked out. But like I said, we were not looking for a car. My brother Joey had moved from California back to Pennsylvania, decided he wanted to buy something he could just drive. No payments, whatever, buy cash, boom. So even though I might have told him, like, if that's what you want to do, buy yourself like a Civic, an Accord, or a Camry, something like that, never did I say a North Star Cadillac. That much I know. But, guys, we love what we love, right? So he saw the car, the ad, whatever, went and looked at it, fell in love with it. I get it. It's a beautiful car. And he figured that all the North Star isms weren't going to be an issue. Because the guy, he was the original owner. And the guy took care of this car like you wouldn't believe. He still had the window sticker. He had a new motor put in it in like 2009, I think. And that alone was almost 10 grand, right? I mean, this guy, no expense was spared with this guy. All the maintenance was done perfect. The car was like, clearly very well kept. The interior is beautiful. I mean, there's a couple little, little door dings, which actually the kid ended up fixing. But, I mean, it was a good buy. It really was. There was no way he could have known that the brake lines going to the back of the car were corroded and ready to blow out. However, after he drove it home and then went to go out that night, he quickly found that out on like a pretty big hill. If you've ever been to Hamburg, Pennsylvania, it's right? So, gets the car home, hits up a mechanic, tries to get it fixed. They wanted thousands of dollars because, well, they knew something we didn't know, right? They also said it needed master cylinder, calipers, rotors, everything, right? So he went and bought, well, first he hits me up, and I said, yeah, of course I'll help you out. He buys all that stuff, rents a trailer, rents a truck, drives it down here. We put it all together, and the next week we were like, all right, we didn't have lines because we couldn't find the lines. So I said, well, we'll go and make them. I'll get everything to make them. We'll do that next weekend and come on down. And that was the plan until I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. He was working at a dealership at the time, so he went and bought a Jeep. That was short-lived because that was a piece of shit. But then he ended up buying a Silverado. Either way, he was done with this car, right? He already had enough. Now, he still loved it, still liked it, but he didn't want to put, that's just it, guys. He didn't buy it to work on it. And I've been there too, right? So he's like, let's just sell it. We'll get it fixed and sell it. Well, the thing the mechanic shop knew that we didn't know is you couldn't get the brake lines for this thing, right? We tried to, get the kits or whatever. You see them for like a lot of classic cars. Nope. So I said, well, we'll make them. We got some of the, roll of line of what do you call it? Tubing, that stuff, and some fittings, and we'll get it done. Problem was, the back end, this is all bubble flare stuff, which I bought an awesome kit from Eastwood for, and I love it. I've used it a bunch of times. So it's okay, but there was something different with the fittings, guys, and you couldn't, the pitch was off on the thread, and it just would not seal. No matter what ones we bought, no matter what we did. So now I got this thing sitting on jack stands in my old garage, and we're moving. We're actually moving into the shop. So we got to go. So what we do is the only thing I could think of, I hacked the lines off, flared in some fittings, capped them off, bled it down, and the thing, guys, it runs and drives like a dream, right? You would have no idea that there's no back brakes. That's just, you wouldn't know. You really wouldn't. I mean, now I've never driven the thing with back brakes, so maybe I'd know. I don't know. But, and that was the plan, just get rid of it, and that's that. So now nobody wants to buy a car without back brakes, guys. Clearly, it's not going to pass inspection. So now I'm stuck with the car. It's sitting at the house. I started using it, right? Then Andrew had the Jeep at the time, and that thing started having some problems. Then I think he broke my F-150 too. Something, I forget exactly how that went down, but he starts driving this thing. And at first he was not happy, right? But I think after a week he falls in love with the car. It's like, Bose system in it, heated seats, it was winter time. I get it. So I still can't find these lines. The car runs, it stops fine, all right? So go ahead, dude, drive it. So he's driving it. Now he's like, hey, I want to keep it. He ends up buying it from his uncle, and like let's, he gave him a good deal too. Don't worry about that. But that's okay. We'll fix these brakes. Again, we tried same thing, guys. Then we had it in the shop. We started pulling stuff apart because like all the little stuff that needed fixed on it, we went through all that stuff and trying to get these lines at the time, and we couldn't. So my buddy was just breaking my balls the other day at work. He's like, that thing still don't got brakes in the back? He's like, you polished that thing like crazy. You did this, you did this, all this stuff we did. You never put brakes in the car? I couldn't do it. I couldn't get them, right? So he goes up to New York with it, and he doesn't drive a ton, guys. He lived on campus the whole time and all that, but he drove up and back every now and then, and no problems. Okay, so I stand by my decision, guys. All right, because it didn't fail. Then we had other little problems. You guys saw videos with the starter and the cooling system and other little stuff, and we took care of all that. The whole time, every time, like, dude, we get it in, we got to find these brake lines. We cannot find them. I found them finally his senior year, something like that. Maybe, whatever. It was guys, within the last year, I finally found the lines. And they're sitting over here, I'm looking at them right over here. They're in a box. And that was, okay, finally I got them. So now we can do the right thing and fix them. So this is the first time the car has been back down here. And we fixed all the other upgrades, and now we're going to fix this. That's that. Before you start judging me as like Father of the Year or something like that, when I was a kid, we didn't have, the kids didn't get nice, the brand new, whatever. Like nowadays, I know everybody's buying their kid BMWs and shit. No, I disagree. All right, that's how you get entitled. So that's my opinion. Take it, don't take it. Tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. But I think you got to work for it, guys. How many times have I said it in videos, right? You want to have the coolest thing in the parking lot, you better be ready to put in some work. And I think it just gives you the right attitude and builds the right, builds character, appreciation for your hard work and all that. So my old man did it to me. I'm doing it to him. And that's that, guys. I guess we'll go fix this thing now. All right. So like we said, we got box O lines right here. We got these from Fine Lines. For the 9702 Eldorado Trax Control Intermediate Brake Line Class Steel. Yep, that's what we got. So, they're both boxes one-handed. It's pretty dope. This is pretty, I like this. Remove this bend. See? That's how they fit these long lines in this. It's pretty sweet. So, yeah, we'll get these out of here. Easy. Oh, I got this. We got it. Hold on. I probably could put the camera down, but how fun is that? All right. So there we go. Oh, we got something else there. There it is. All right. How to remove shipping bends. Says to use your hands. All right. We're gonna follow these directions. All right. And we can even call if we got questions. Guys, I'm impressed so far. So I guess that's step 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sure. It's that easy. It says it right there. It's that easy. Just a few minutes of your time, line is ready to install. We're going to find out. So we'll start by doing that, because if we screw this up and break a line, there's no need to go any further. Not procrastinating, guys, I promise. All right. Let's start here. It's like spaghetti over here, you know? Nailed it. This one, oh, we got it. She's ready to go. See? We're off to a good start. That over there. All right. Remove this bend. It says please. I mean, they're polite about it too. You gotta like that, right? And then please remove this bend. We're gonna start here because I want to. Go our directions here. Okay. I don't want much of the bend along the ground. Okay. Finish by hand, straighten the section into 3 degrees. It's that easy. Just a few minutes, your new lines will be ready to install. I'm gonna do it right here. We'll move this guy over here. Hold that for me. All right. Says on the ground, they meant workbench, I'm sure of it. Wow. That was pretty easy. Pretty close there. And then sit by hand, get it the rest of the way straight. Now, if it's not perfect, I guess once we get it in the vehicle, we can make it perfect. Guys, that ain't bad. Let's do it again. Should have worked out so well last time. Now we got a little bigger area here, but you know, it's fine. We got her. Nice. All right, man. This is easy. All right. And guys, I'm not putting a lot of strength in this. This is going pretty legit. It was really easier when it was a smaller, not as long line. You got some leverage on this guy now. That's it, guys. Like I said, we can tweak a little bit in the car, but this looks like it's about it. So, yeah, put this over here. Yeah, it's about the length of the vehicle. The other guy here. That's about perfect. We don't have to mess with that anymore. We got it. We got it, guys. Don't worry. Boom. You guys. My bad. All right. There it is. Oh, this is supposed to be one of those. Jesus, Christmas trees. All right. We're hitting everything, guys. This is why I like to do it in sections. It's not legit that way, I know. Whatever. Easier to fix. Okay. Alright. Guys, I think we about nailed it. Yeah. Alright, looks like we got it straightened out, so I think, like I said, obviously we can tweak it on the car. So, all right, car's up on stands. I wish I had some of those 6-ton jack stands. We can get a little higher. I mean, for wishing. I guess I wish I had a lift, but we work with what we got, you know? We got the brake lines laid out. Looks like this is the front here. Back there would be the back. Yeah, that's how that goes. They run right next to each other. Then you got this guy that kind of goes, you know, like this kind of thing. Brings it over to the other side. I was under the car for a while, looking where everything goes, and one side makes this and one side doesn't. So there's that. Guess no time at the present, I'll bring you guys underneath the car and show you the scandalous acts. All right, you guys ready to see this marvel of engineering greatness? You're gonna be impressed, man, I promise you. Probably not, but it works. It's been working for 5 years, guys. This is not an easy car to get under. Yeah, not at all. But all right, here we go. This sucks, guys, like a lot. All right, anyways, there it is. There's one, and there's the other. We got a union and two. I called it a cap. Yeah, it's a bolt. It's fine, guys. If you notice, there's not a drop of fluid, so she worked. But let's see here. Let me set this up here. Kind of see how this goes. They go forward here and up into the abyss behind the front wheel there, and well, I'll have to take the wheel off to show you where all it goes, but that's a hell of a shadow. So my dilemma now is, do I just flare everything and replace it right here, or do I deal with all that? Because it gets pretty you know, squiggly in there. Just have to figure that out. What is all this noise behind us? As a kid, made a dump run. Got the old Jeep over there. I keep that guy working, keep him honest. So let me give you guys a bit of an update, because it's been a little while since I've given you an update. You saw me get up in the loft and grab these lines, right? These are the ones that I made 4 years ago. Over that, because when he was leaving for school. So, yeah, 4 years ago. So they look a little bit different than these because I made them just to come to, you know, right where they're cut off. So, a lot of balls in the air, guys. So I'm under there. I'm trying to figure this out, right? Clearly, I got the wheels off. And I'm down in here looking at, like, that fitting there. The one that I kind of took off right here. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And like I said, I took that apart 4 years ago. I don't remember where none of it was. That's a problem. I did find out I was missing some parts. So luckily, we had this guy. Shout out to Megan for, you know, labeling things for me. Where I was able to find this guy. See how I labeled it? Yep. You know how I was feeling when I did that. And I needed this guy right here. That's the key to the whole thing. So luckily, I still got that. And I had a little line that I made in there too. So I think, or I hope, this is a key to getting these where they need to be. We'll find out. I still haven't decided, guys, if I'm going to just splice them in there or if I'm going to try and... There's the... See, I took this all off in here. The lines come through here. They go up in there. Might have to pull that out to see if I can get... I don't think I can get a wrench on there, guys. You can kind of see it way down there. So maybe if I pull this off, I'm not sure. I'm still deciding. You see it's dark out. Yeah, that's where we're at. So the good news is I found a schematic. Because God's honest truth, guys, I'm looking there. I got no clue where these lines were going. I was trying to trace it off of how I made the other ones. That helped. But I went through the book. No schematic in the book. But I found one online. As I was scrolling through it and figuring it all out, and I actually think I got it figured out. And I don't think it's going to be as... I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it because you know why. I was just about to get after it, and I hear a motorcycle pull up to the shop. Old Wade gets off, and, well, we hung out for a little while. You know what that means, right? Yeah, you guys know what that means. So I think I'm done for the night. It's way past dinner time. It's dark out. It's about 10:30 or so. So I'm not even going to lie to you. I ain't going to clean up. I'm going to lock the door, shut the lights off, head up to the house, get something to eat, hose off, hit the rack, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Who's ready to be surprised? It's not the next day. No, not even close. It's about 12 days later, something like that. Let's call it 2 weeks just to, well, because that's what it is. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Anyway, we have been doing things. You guys saw Jesse's bike. We knocked that out. Came out dope. Took a little vacation. Got a bunch of work done on the Ford. And apparently, 2 weeks is the exact amount of time it takes me to forget everything I learned about this brake system. So I've been in the schematic again. Think I got it figured out. We're going to try and, you know, get these lines roughed in there. And I guess we'll go from there. All right, so there's the big ones that run the whole length of the car. And I got them figured out. Kinda. We got this guy over here, which this clearly goes across the back of the car. It looks like, from the schematic, that this here would be on the driver's side, goes halfway across into one of these guys, which then comes out to the caliper. And you see, I got this taken off. I figured out what everything goes where. It's pretty easy to figure out where that goes. Yep. And as it looks, this line here looks pretty good across the back of the car. So there's a good amount of corrosion like on the connection. So I might leave that because the line itself looks good. I don't think it's going to leak. If it leaks, we'll change it. It looks like the kit didn't come, it doesn't come with these guys, with some kind of regulator or pressure reducer, proportioning, yes, I don't know. But it doesn't come with them. So luckily I saved that. That's why I think I already showed this, yeah. And I made this last time. Hopefully these bubble flares are good. They look like they won't leak. This looks like it's in there pretty good. I think I saved these fittings from the other line because they seem to work perfect. So hopefully that takes care of the monstrosity I had there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this in, mount all this stuff here where it's supposed to go, and then this line comes like and plugs in that way. It's going to need some tweaking. So we're going to start here, work our way that way. So guys, there's a few reasons that we're going to cut it halfway and then you'll not use the rest of the line. The main reason, it's easier. I ain't going to lie, you know. But not only that, so I would have to gut all this here, not just the air filter, but everything around it, to be able to maybe get a wrench on where the line's going to that like ABS box or whatever. And then that's, you know, provided that they're not corroded in there. I don't break something. God forbid I break that box. Guys, I don't even want to think about it. So I have two connections right under there that are solid, right? When I had the lines I made, we bled the system down. It leaked back here because of those connectors. The connectors that weren't Cadillac specific, right? The ones back here, not a drop. And you see they haven't been leaking at all now either. So, just, guys, it's like a little risk management here, you know what I'm saying? It's not worth, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Isn't that what they say? Like, the lines are in great shape, so I'm not worried about that. Why would I not do it there, right? It's kind of where I'm at. And it's 100% legit. It's not like it's some crimp line. It's legit flared tubing and all that. So it is 100% legit. Not hackish at all. I don't think so anyway. But all that being said, guys, I'm cutting it right here for today. I'll be back down in the morning. It's Saturday night, guys. I've been down here for a minute because well, I spent a lot of time figuring out where I was 2 weeks ago, which still wasn't 100% where I was 5 years ago. So I probably should have done it all then. But I couldn't find the lines. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. But we're going to leave it there for right now. I'll be back down here tomorrow. Actually, the kid is out right now at the store picking up those sway bar links, so we can knock those out too. Only one's broken. The other one's, the boot's cracked. It's already starting to cause problems. $20, let's knock it out. See you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, it's a new day. We're back down the shop. It's kind of later in the day because slow going, you know. Kind of feel like I took an ass whipping yesterday. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was being underneath this guy all day, the fact that it's like humid and hot as balls out, or that I just don't want to do it. Maybe a little bit of all three. I don't know. Anyway, we're here and been down here for a little bit actually. I measured out the line where we're going to cut it. I measured it about 47 times, so I'll probably still cut it in the wrong spot. Pulled everything out of there, and it's on the workbench. And yeah, we're about to cut a perfectly good brake line. Dope. So like I said, we're about to cut up a perfectly good brake line. Like brand new right out of the box, right? And it's kind of funny because I looked for this thing for like 4 years and finally got it, and here I am cutting it. But the problem wasn't like here forward, right? So it was, this is me still trying to convince myself this is a good idea. It was there back, so I'm gonna cut it right here, put on a fitting, and we had no problems when I did that last time. It was the back part that was the problem. So I don't know why I'm still trying to convince myself. It's funny. I mentioned like a lot of other channels, specifically Dan over there at DD Speed Shop. This dude will just start cutting up a car or whatever and not care. And I mean, I'm getting anxious over here about a brake line. Huh? Be more like Dan, less like me. That's the key. But here we go. Still going back now. And there we go. She's done for now. With a little clean up here, get rid of the old burrs, you know. They do things right around here. They do something right around here. All right. I'm gonna cut the other one, and let me show you all about this handy dandy little Eastwood tool. This thing is sweet. So I didn't record the first one I did, right? I want to make sure. I haven't used this thing in like, I don't know, a year or two. So I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing, right? So I watched the video, you know, made sure the setup was all good. And guys, this tool from Eastwood is awesome. I'm going to tell you what, it makes the perfect, just a double flare every single time. However, you guys see what's wrong, right? Come on, you can see it. No, they're over here. Safe and sound are the fittings still in the box instead of where they need to be. I looked at them a million times and said, I got to make sure I don't do that. But, you know, in my defense, Eastwood didn't remind me to not be an idiot in their video. So we got some beginner shit going on here, but I kept this a little bit long just in case I screwed it up. So guess I know me better than I think I do. Take two. All right, guys, we're going to, we had one successful one. I did one off camera just to make sure I'm not a complete idiot. And look at that, guys. We got this. All right. And look at that. Pretty perfect double flare. So, show you guys how we did it with this handy dandy tool. Let's go here. All right. So, we'll put a little bit of lube on the old situation here, which not a lot of it. There you go. They make little pastes and stuff like that. Just a little WD-40 will be just fine. Then step I don't know, 18, wherever we're at. Take a fitting. Watch where your hoses are, your tubes are, and put this guy on here. This is a very important step. Okay. You drop her in the old 3/16 here. You got these dies. Bring it a little closer, show you this here. I've done this before, I think, but 3/16, you got one that's like, you know, countersunk, and one that's like, I don't know what that's called, but that's not the one you want. Double flare, that little guy. So, got two dies, one on the bottom, and you put this little guy in there. Then you take, don't fall over, this little guy here. Drive that home. Put on operation 0. There's a lot of moving parts here, guys. Should put on operation 0 first. You're son of a bitch. We got her. There it is. Watch me struggle. This is a great tutorial. All right. Line everything up, get everything zeroed out, and snug her down, guys. We'll do it one more time. I don't really feel if that was done correctly. There we go. There we go. Operation 0, pull it all the way in, snug this guy down, boom. Operation 1, 3/16 tubing, that's what we're using. Operation 1, 3/16, we got the fitting, triple check, and pull it all the way. All right, a little bit past the, what's that word there? You know what I mean. Operation 2, because that comes after 1. All right, and drive her home. It's that easy, and we should be all legit. Oh, guys, we got a fitting on here, and we got ourselves a beautiful double flared piece of tubing. Thanks, Eastwood. All right, guys, we are 100% ready to put these lines in this car. So we got, they're cut to fit. They got fittings on them. They're flared nice, right? The only thing that's not ready is this guy, because we're going to call it. A couple reasons, all right? Number one, the video's running pretty long. Number two, and probably the first and foremost reason, actually, I feel like I won a couple rounds with Tyson, man. Like in his prime, like when he was just like slaughtering dudes. And I ain't gonna be under this car for a couple hours put this together. It's just not happening today. So I guess we're not as young as we once were. I mean, I think that's how that goes, right? Either way, I ain't doing it. But we are ready. So we got this cross line here in case that comes into play. Only thing I'm a little bit concerned with is this line, like I mentioned before. But you're gonna like this. I thought of this later. Like I asked you before. You get it. We got these guys, right? The stuff we cut off of the lines with the Cadillac type fittings, the ones we needed before. So if that line leaks, we're just gonna make one out of that. We got plenty of scrap tubing. We got, Cadillac, like the primo fittings. So I think we got everything we need. Except for right now, we ain't got no motivation. So appreciate you guys watching. I'd like to say we're going to get it done next week, but only one way to find out. You got to come back. So since you got to come back, you might as well, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.